Hey guys, what is up? Welcome. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys, how do you say this? Let me word it correctly. I need to drink first. Okay, so the other day, one of you guys commented and suggested I make a video where I share with you guys my top 3 favorite goodies in each makeup section. So like I went through all of my drawers, I went through like foundations, bronzers, blushes, shadows, liners, mascaras, all of that, and I let you know what my 3 favorite goodies are, like the best of the best. You guys seem to love that video. Thank you so much for all of like the love and the responses, like amazing responses. I really appreciate it. So I was thinking of doing the opposite, kind of taking it to the next level kind of thing, where I share with you guys my, I guess, top 3 goodies per drawer that I'm kind of like, I'm not really feeling, but I don't necessarily want to get rid of per se. Maybe I used to love it, maybe now I'm kind of in the middle with it. Maybe it's more like on that like I guess chopping block where it's like I kind of want to get rid of you, but I'm not really sure where you stand with me kind of thing. Like boyfriend vibes. So yeah, I think it would be fun. Now I don't know if I'll be able to choose 3 per category per se, because I usually like to keep what I love in my collection, and lately I've also been doing a lot of declutters. So it might be 1 per category, or it might be 3 tops, I would say. So yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'll also have my previous video where I share with you guys my favorites per category down below, linked in the description box. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let's get started with everything. Okay, so firstly, I did post a few goodies on my Poshmark. I'll have the link down below if you guys want to purchase anything. And then also, I'm just gonna head this way. I've got some cleaning to do. This is like where all my organizers are. But I wanted to do like a mini baby giveaway for today. This is like my giveaway drawer, I would say. And then I have even more up here. So let me round up a few goodies. Okay, so I usually like to pick out about 10 items. So there's a little bit of a vibe when the winner receives the goodies. We have a little makeup eraser here, a blush and highlighter duo here from Ofra Cosmetics. Then the Wonderlust Buxom Blush in Seashells. We also have this right here from Girl Friday. These are some lashes. Go big or go home KVD Beauty mascara, small size. Milk Makeup cream blush, small size. Here we have their new chalk. What are these called exactly? Color chalks for like the eyes. You could use this for the face. A Kaleidos highlighter in Skywalker, Pop Beauty Permanent Pout Lip Product. And then we have this right here from Pixie in Honey Nectar. I already have one, so I wanted to give another one away to you guys. If you guys don't know how to enter the giveaway, then just check the description box down below. Okay, so moving into the first drawer. If you guys will watch a few of my previous videos, you know this is where I keep my foundations. So I would say the item that I'm not really feeling, but I wouldn't want to really get rid of it because maybe I want to give it a little more use, I would say it's this right here from Ilia, which a lot of you guys might be surprised with, but it is the Super Serum Skin Tint with SPF 40. I purchased this because I heard such amazing things about it, and I was like, okay, let me give it a go. I just find this to be very drying for my skin, which is ironic because I heard that it's very hydrating, but for me, I almost feel like my face scratches when I have this on. Maybe because of the ingredients that are in here, but also it just feels so drying, and I don't like how it feels on the actual skin. I know a lot of people love it, so I kind of want to see how I can make it work in different ways, but it's definitely not my go-to tinted moisturizer. I mean, I really love this right here by Urban Decay. It's such a good one. The Fenty one is also really nice, but this one I don't know if I can get down with. I'm gonna still try to make it work, but that's the first thing in here. And then I also wanted to talk about this right here from Clinique. So this is an item that I purchased from TJ Maxx, and I loved it for a pretty long time, but I feel like for the past maybe like 9-10 months I haven't really been using it, just because I found other ones that I enjoy more. But it could look very pasty very fast, but if you prep your skin, you set it, you do the whole entire thing, it could look pretty. I just kind of feel like I have a love-hate relationship with this one, you know? So that's the second one in this drawer, but I wouldn't really want to get rid of it because I kind of like it, but then I don't really. Anyway, that's what we have here. Moving on to concealers. Okay, so for me, it probably has to be this concealer here by NARS. I have that size, and then I have this one as well. So with this one, they're both in the same shade. Vanilla, I want to say. With this one, it looks so gray under the eyes, but I love the consistency of it, and I've tried other shades from them, but it always looks so bad. So I'm not really sure what to do with this one because it used to be like a cult classic for me, a favorite of mine, and I don't want to get rid of it because I can maybe mix it in with other concealers and make it work, but on its own, it looks like I have like a gray cast under my eyes, and a few of you guys pointed that out too, and I was like, wow, like, I mean, if you can see it as well, then I don't know. So a lot of the times, like, I won't necessarily reach for those, like, I'll just reach for what's here or other ones in this section. But it's a pity because I like it, but then I'm like, nah, you know, and then I'm like, I don't know if I want to mix it. But yeah, I don't know, love-hate relationship with that. And then I have this one right here by Milani. This is the Long Wear Concealer. So this is a newer one to my collection. I just purchased it from Target. It literally smells like paint. I know it's not old because, again, I just purchased it. I like what it does. It does feel a little bit drying, but for the most part, it looks pretty good. I just can't get over how kind of terrible it kind of smells. So that's the next one I would say. In this section, I want to give it a little bit more time, but that's what I feel about it so far. Moving on to the primer drawer. Okay, so here I have, if you guys have been watching my channel for at least 2-ish years, you will know that I used to legit rave about the Origins Pore Perfecting Cooling Primer. It has a nice cooling effect, and I felt like it filled in my pores. It was somewhat pretty hydrating, and I just loved the concept. I thought it was really cool. So I used it for a significant period of time, but I will say maybe for the past year and a half, I haven't been using it because I heard that the ingredients in here are not bad, but beyond terrible for the skin. So I'm kind of like, no. My skin didn't experience anything crazy with this one in regards to like breakouts or stuff like that. But just knowing that the ingredients are like more on the, you know, not the best side, I just like subconsciously I'm kind of like, I don't really want to use you know, like there are so many other ones that I feel like are better for the skin. So that's my story with that, but I don't want to get rid of it because then I'm kind of like, maybe I want to use it still. Maybe I'll mix it in with other primers. It doesn't necessarily break me out. Next up, I wanted to speak about the Milk Makeup Cooling Primer. I truly feel like this does nothing. It feels nice on the skin and it's refreshing, but it also kind of feels like an extra step. So a lot of times I really just won't reach for it, but I don't want to get rid of it in case there's that time that I really want to use it and I'm feeling the vibe. But truly, I feel like it doesn't do anything. Okay, moving on to blushes. So for blushes, I actually, to the most part, pretty much use everything in here. I love everything, I want to say. I recently did a declutter, so I got rid of like what I wasn't using, but actually this is the other one that I wanted to show you guys. So this right here has slightly different shades, and this is in Sugar Blossom. So I think that Pixie has 2 in the line. So all the way down here in this section, you guys probably don't even see this in most of my videos because it's like tucked under here. This palette was my go-to for a very long time, but I find that I really don't use it a lot just because these shades were actually limited edition. This palette itself is not available anymore, but in a way I kind of wish they would bring it back because it was beautiful, and I feel like you had everything in one. The perfect sizes as well, not too big. You can mix and match. But for this one, it's like I want to get rid of it in a way because I don't really use it, but I don't also because it kind of gives me that like nostalgic memory, that nostalgic feeling. But it's like these days, usually when it comes to like a limited edition product, I usually tend to not purchase it, or like I'm not that into it anymore as much as I used to be because like I want to use what I have, you know. I don't want to just display, which is fine for me sometimes, but usually not. Next one I wanted to speak about is the Naked Urban Decay Cherry Palette. So this right here used to be a favorite of mine. I used to speak about it a lot. But I found that for a while now, most of these shades have hard pan. Hard pan is just when it just feels really, really stiff on top and you can barely get any product on the brush. So I try to kind of scrape off the top to see what the vibe is, but it's just not working out. I wouldn't want to get rid of it because I love the whole cherry vibe, the whole cherry line, everything about it is so cute. And I feel like I could still make these work, but to some extent it's just kind of like sitting here in a way, you know? Okay, moving into the cream blush drawer. I still am going to be doing a cream blush full in-depth video, so that should be coming up, I want to say hopefully this week. But there are definitely 1 or 2 that I really am not a fan of. These blushes from Flower Beauty look so aesthetically pleasing and I had such high hopes for them. I don't want to get rid of them because I still kind of have hope in a way. Maybe I can kind of mix it in with other blushes, but these legit suck. There's nothing that comes onto the skin. It blends on into absolutely nothing. So I first purchased this shade and I'm like, okay, maybe it's a little bit too light. Then I purchased this shade, same thing. I don't know what the vibe is with these. The kind of look you get with these is the no makeup, no makeup, no makeup kind of look with these. So I don't really know what the point is because you can do that pretty much with any other cream blush. You can go dramatic with these or light. This you can barely like even see anything. So I don't know, but they're cute, so I'm still gonna keep them for now. This right here from Milk Makeup is terrible. It's in the shade Perk. I think that they have two formulas. I want to say luminous and matte. I think this is a luminous formula. I like the concept. I like the stick. It's like a deodorant vibe. You kind of twist it up, and it's like, it's pretty. It looks good, but it does nothing for the skin. It kind of almost leaves your skin feeling legit oily. I'm still gonna play around with it. Maybe I can kind of use this as like a stickier base for other like blushes, powder blushes maybe, but wow, let me tell you, compared to so many other cream blushes on the market, this right here ranks 0 out of 10. Okay, moving in to the next drawer. Here's where I have the bronzers. I guess we could speak about the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Palette here. So this right here, I'll tell you, like, sometimes I kind of like it and sometimes I don't. I feel like it does have potential. You can kind of make it work for a drugstore, like bronzing palette. It does have something to it, but it's not one that I gravitate towards at all. I'm pretty much keeping it just for if I do like a drugstore get ready with me video. Maybe that'll be like the last drawer for me to see if I really want to keep it or not. But I mean, it doesn't like suck, but it's not like the best out there. And if I want to use like a drugstore bronzer, I typically just reach for this right here from e.l.f. It's really, really good in the shade Sunkissed. I think it's cute that the drugstore brands are coming out with these like palettes, but I feel like they have not perfected the formula yet, at least with this one. This right here is another one that I wanted to speak about. It's from Marc Jacobs, and it is their Tantric Bronzer. So I have, like, I would say, yeah, like a love-hate relationship with this one. It's absolutely beautiful. In the pan, compact is gorgeous, 10 out of 10 for that. But for some reason, this could look so bad so fast on my skin. It is very, very pigmented. So I guess a little bit does go a very long way. I just have to learn how to, like, not go ham ASAP, because with me it's either all the way or nothing. Like, I don't like building up. It's just like 1, 2, 3 in, and I'll figure it out from there. When I do make it work, it does last beautifully on the skin, and it does give a nice shadow effect, but it is the kind of bronzer that goes wrong really, really fast if you use too much, like me. Okay, now moving on to highlighters. So this is one of them. This is the Sleek palette in Solstice. You could see that I hit pan on this shade right over here. We get 3 powders and 1 cream over there. This used to be my jam, my everything. Just, I used to use it every single day. With this one, it's not available anymore. I believe they discontinued this specific color story. I know that they have a different color story available, but not this one anymore. So for that reason, I really don't reach for it as much. I mean, there are definitely other ones that I prefer more than this. I feel like at that time, this palette was everything, and the quality was great, but I feel like since then, there's so many other ones that came out that were amazing. I like to keep this because I like to see the progress, and it's like, oh wow, you know, like, because I really don't hit pan on highlighters often, but it's really not one that I reach for. I mean, there probably will be a time that I'll declutter this, but for now, it's chilling in here. You guys know I love my over highlighters. Just as a side note, I would say the next one that I wanted to speak to you guys about is this right here by Essence. This is the Pure Nude Highlighter. I feel like this right here is raved about so much, especially on YouTube, and so I purchased it because I heard such amazing things. I don't really know what it is about this one. I just feel like it does nothing for my skin, even for like a natural vibe. It just looks powdery and very chalk-like on my face. I still haven't decluttered it because I'm like, maybe I can kind of make it work in this way or that way, and I want to have it in my collection because everyone loves it and I want to be part of the vibe sometimes, but it's just not working out. I would prefer to use maybe like really anything else if I'm going for that natural vibe. Like, I'll use the Charlotte Tilbury like cream highlighter or the Ofra ones in a very, very light way to get some kind of like silky glass-like skin look. With this, it just looks like I put an extra layer of powder on my cheeks, and it's like, what do you have there? Now, in regards to palettes, so I have to say the Juvia's Place Berries palette, I think it's what it's called. I don't know how I feel about this one. I mean, I tried a few of their palettes because, again, this brand is so raved about. I find that their palettes, time and time again, just have a very thick feel, especially the metallics and the mattes. They're just not really, like, they're not easy to work with. Compared to so many other palettes that I have, this right here is not one that I just really love, and in regard to their other palettes as well, like, they just fell through for me. Juvia's Place, I would say, is more drugstore-ish, like they're kind of in the middle there, but I recently found so many other drugstore palettes that I prefer over this one. But in a way, it's kind of like, I still want to make it work to see if I could. Maybe I just have to use a different technique, maybe different brushes, I don't know. I also have this drawer of eyeshadows, and then this drawer as well. So one that comes to mind is this one right here. And this is the Mini Breaker palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. So I feel like I used to be into Jeffree Star Cosmetics so much more than I am now. So I don't necessarily use his products as often as I used to, but this right here does hold a special place in my heart because I feel like it was one of the first palettes that really like took me out of my comfort zone and just kind of brought out just like this creative energy. And then after I started using this, there were many other palettes that I used in ways that I never thought I would be able to use, and I did, and I just loved it. So this was like a turning point for me. I feel like these days there are other palettes that I prefer over this one. So I'll see how I feel about this with my next declutter video, but I'm very much so in the middle with this one. Okay, and then also the Storybook Cosmetics Mean Girls palette. This is the Burn Book. This was on my shelves for a little bit of time, and then I recently like organized my shelf, so I took it off. I think I just purchased it for the vibe. I don't even know if I actually even used this one. So I loved Mean Girls. It was one of my favorite movies. I mean, my best friend Rivka used to be obsessed with that, and just like The Princess Diaries, and a whole bunch of different movies. But it kind of brings me back to like my teen years. So I felt like I needed to have this, but like I always say, I don't feel like I need to have something to be part of a vibe. And sometimes it is nice to have something to feel like, you know, there's more of a vibe going on, but it doesn't necessarily mean that if you don't have it, you're not part of it kind of thing. So when I got this, I was like, you know, I'm feeling it, everything, I displayed it, and now I feel like I'm just at a point where it's cute and all, and I love it, but it's also very, very bulky. And I'm usually not one to say things are bulky and all of that because I don't really mind if I like something, but I'm at a point where I just don't mind not having this. Like, my thoughts have changed basically. I didn't even know it says this step. I don't really like that. I don't know if I would declutter this in my next declutter video, but it's possible. It's a little bit of a Cleone break. Kyo, say hi to everyone. Deliciousness, sweetest baby ever. Love you, girl. Okay, moving into this drawer right here. Here's where we have the mascaras and brow products. There's two brow products specifically that I definitely wanted to speak to you guys about. So we have the Rare Beauty and then the Too Faced Chocolate Brownie one. So what I realized with me and brow pencils, I'm very specific when it comes to my brows. I only like the brow pencils that have more like a thinner shape to them, so I can line them out evenly and then fill them in. 3D shapes are just not for me. So the Chocolate Brownie one by Too Faced was so pricey, and don't want to get rid of it. So what I'll do is I'll just use one of the thinner brow pencils, line my brows out. Then I'll go in with the Chocolate Brownie one to fill in the middle of the brows, but definitely one that I don't want to get rid of because it was like 23 bucks. It's a good formula. I just don't like the 3D shape. I can't work with it. And then the Rare Beauty one is a 3D shape as well, but it has a waxy feel and it's very, very awkward to use. Not feeling it, but also with that, it was so pricey, so I kind of want to get my use out of it. Probably wouldn't purchase it again, but these are just items that I don't want to get rid of because they were like $23 each, and I'm just like, no. Okay, then in regards to mascaras, this right here by Hourglass is the Caution Mascara. So I really like this, great formula. I feel like I didn't get as much use out of it as I would like. Usually when I buy a high-end mascara, I try to use it pretty regularly because of course I want to get my use out of it. With mascaras, they dry out pretty quickly. This right here is one that I had for probably like, I don't know, a little bit over 6 months, maybe more than that. And I know it's time to say goodbye because it has a weird smell, but I just cannot get rid of it because it was like 30 bucks. And then I was thinking to myself, like, what were you thinking exactly, you know? I guess I'm keeping it for the packaging. I'm not really sure. I don't want to part ways with it yet. Definitely learned my lesson with this one. And now whenever I purchase a high-end mascara, it's right in front of my face all the time because I would hate for it to go to waste so quickly without using it, you know, X amount of times, because most of the high-end ones are really pricey. So that's my story with that. And then here we have powders. This right here by Dermablend is one that I've had in my life for a pretty decent amount of time. I just cannot seem to get rid of it. I don't even really know how I feel about it. I'm like in the middle. I kind of like it, but then I'm like, not really. And I hear so many people like raving about this, and I was like, but Liora, like, why don't you like it? You know what I'm saying? And I know not everyone's gonna like everything like that everyone else likes. Well, my English is terrible in this video, let me tell you, but I'm fully aware. I recently got a comment about that, and I'm thinking like, that's okay. Like, English is not my first language, you know, even if I read books and stuff like that, it is what it is kind of thing. So yeah, this one right here is one that takes up space in my collection. I'm always like, okay, I'm gonna use it, and then I just end up doing my makeup with a different powder, and I'm like, I don't know if I really care to use this, you know? Okay, moving on to lip balms. There's definitely one in here that I don't want to get rid of. I think the quality is nice, but I cannot get over the smell in front of my face, by my nose. I feel it, I get very nauseous. It is this right here by Sol de Janeiro. This is the Brazilian Kiss Balm. I do enjoy the Boom Boom creams that they have. You can see here, even with this, I use up a decent amount, especially since it's so big. You need a little bit. So I've given it some form of love, but every time I use this, I feel like my head kills me. I just feel like I'm very sensitive to scents, I guess. And it's interesting. My sister's like that. My mom's like that. My brothers are like that. My best friends are like that. We're just not into certain smells. Like pumpkin vibes is not for us. Not that this smells like that really, but it gives me the same headache as a pumpkin-y type of candle. So good quality, but the scent very overpowering, and I feel like it's way too much for like the mouth area. Okay, and then we have this right here by Sol de Janeiro as well. I think I got this in boxy, but same vibe. I cannot stand the smell, but I don't want to get rid of it because the shade is actually so beautiful. It's like a nice brown. I don't really want to get rid of it, but I don't really use it, so there might be a time that I will, but it's a pity. I feel like they could have added the smell, but why so much? Okay, so in regards to glosses, I'll be honest with you, most of these I do generally use. I, to the most part, really love everything that's included in here. I recently did a gloss declutter video, so I really kept what I think I like and what, you know, I really enjoy. But there's one gloss I will say that I recently received from Milk Makeup. I cannot stand it. And it is this Beauty Raw Over Hair. So this right here is their newest like lip balm lip gloss. This is specifically in clear, but they have a bunch of shades to choose from. It's supposed to be like a plumping lip product, but I have to say it has almost like this major stinging feel where it's like all over your lips. And it goes on and your lips kind of keep bouncing and bouncing, and it's like it feels like there's a pulse to it. It just feels so uncomfortable, and you think it goes away after maybe like 10 minutes, okay? I had this on for like half hour. I'm like, okay, let me keep it a minute. Like every 5 seconds, I'm like, my lips are on fire. This really, really is the most uncomfortable lip product I've ever tried in my life. It's new, so I kind of want to keep it. Maybe I'll mix it in with other lip balms or lip glosses and maybe get a drop of that tingling feel, because a drop of it is not that bad, but it goes on for forever, and if you put a thicker layer on this or coat your lips with this, let me tell you, you're in for a rough ride. Ooh, also, a few of you guys asked me where I got my phone case from. I got it from Bobble Bar recently. I think it was like 48 bucks. I customized it, so I just put my name, Liora, and then I picked the pink case. I forgot my phone is red, so I feel like these two colors kind of clash. But it's fine for now. I'll have a link down below if you guys want to customize your own. I just think it's cute. So there's that. It's not sponsored by them. They have no idea who I am. Okay, moving on to liquid lipsticks. So most of these I really do love. I don't think a ton compared to how much I used to have. But I will say the ABH liquid lipsticks, I feel like used to be amongst my favorites somewhat. But I feel like since I've discovered so many other ones, this right here kind of fell on the bandwagon. The Ofra liquid lipsticks are my favorite liquid lipsticks ever. And I just like, after using those and then going back to this, I'm like, oh my goodness. So drying and it cracks on your lips, but there's still a vibe at times, and I kind of want to wear it sometimes, but it's not one that I really reach for often. What else can I say? I think that's pretty much it for this drawer, I think. Oh, okay. These, oh my goodness. These by Maybelline, the Super Stay Matte Ink, I absolutely hate, but I feel like everyone loves. And I'm thinking like, let me just try to make it work. But I felt like this was so drying on the lips. It was very long lasting, that's for sure. Like I feel like this is legit a 24-hour lip product, seriously. So I love that, but I don't really wear lipsticks for 24 hours. So maybe if I would, this would be very beneficial. But I feel like if you're wearing one for like a few hours during the day, it's just not that convenient. To take it off was absolute. It took me like half hour to get this off my lips completely. So I don't really like the formula, but everyone seems to love it. So I'm like, maybe I'm kind of like not really using it properly. I don't know. Might want to pick up a few newer ones that they have, because they have gorgeous colors, gorgeous, but the formula is just not for me. But I still keep it because I'm thinking like maybe one day. Okay, and then moving on to this side of my room. I recently purchased new Starbucks tumblers. You should be seeing that in one of my future videos. They're so cute. It's like purple and blue and purple and orange. Love the tones, love the colors. So you'll see that sometime soon, but I don't think I have anything to say about these products here. I pretty much use these regularly. And then in regards to this side of my shelves, so I, to the most part, love everything that I have here, But in regards to my mists, there's one that I can't get rid of. I want to make it work, but I cannot stand the smell. And it is the one that I put like all the way in the back because I don't find that I use it really. But this is by Milk Makeup. So I like what it does for the skin. It looks great, but this smells like, if you guys are from New York, I don't know if they have car services everywhere, but when I was a kid, we used to take a car service, kind of like Uber, but it was car service to like places occasionally here and there if we couldn't take the train or bus, and they always had like a very nauseating like smell. I don't know what it was, so that smell kind of like stayed with me, and so I do get car sick, seasick, plane sick, everything. And so when I put this on, it immediately takes me back to that time of like car sick vibes, and I'm just not feeling the smell. I actually want to spray it to smell. Oh my goodness, yeah, car service. I cannot. You probably think I'm the weirdest person ever. Probably. So that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what your bottom 3 products are, like in general. Or if you want to let me know per category, that would be nice as well. But like products that you kind of like want to have in your collection, but you just don't seem to really use it, or you're just not, like you're feeling it, but you're not really feeling it at the same time, you know? Let me know. I feel like we all have that, right? Unless we don't, let me know. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm looking forward to reading your comments, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.